All right, go ahead, lady there.
So, so with that, I believe that when you have an open relationship, it's like what Lucky was saying is I don't think it's fixing the issue. Just like when some people believe having a baby is gonna fix the marriage. It ain't fixing nothing. You just putting shit on top of shit. So I think with open relationship, there's two things that could happen. One, the other person could start to become lazy because there's an extra person now. So I don't have to do this, I don't have to do that, which could make the relationship worse. Or it could be like a shared thing. This person is good at that, and the other lady is good at this particular thing, and they make it work out. And sometimes it could be an insecurity issue because some women naturally like to compete. So if you have an extra woman with you, you're like, okay, well, I have to step my game up because she looks extra cute today. So now you're like, okay, well, this is gonna make me be a better wife. Okay, if that works for you, sure. But I don't think that that should be saving it. It should be something that you should have been doing already when you're married. You should always make yourself look or be a certain way regardless. It shouldn't be another woman making you be a certain way. So it depends on how you look at it. I like what Lucky said about if the couple agrees to doing something and they both could work on it, maybe it could be okay. But then it's still dangerous at the same time because it really just depends. Because women naturally not going to be like, yeah, I want another person to come in. So he's going to initiate it and you're just going to agree because you don't want your marriage to end. But just be careful with that and just do your part regardless.
All right, Precious, what are your thoughts about that? Can an open relationship help fix a relationship?
I don't think so. In the video, did um did he say that the woman had a high sex drive and the man had a low sex drive, and that's why they brung somebody in? I forget which one had the low sex drive. All in all, we don't have to play it again, but all in all, um, maybe you just picked wrong. Or maybe you need to figure out what's going on within the relationship and fix what's going on within the relationship instead of bringing someone outside, a whole nother being from the outside into your relationship. Especially for sex purposes, just because sex is so spiritual. So to bring somebody else into your monogamous relationship to make it better, it sometimes can be like an oxymoron because you don't know what you're bringing in. You don't know what type of person you're bringing in. And even if you do vet that person to be compatible with everybody else, with the other two people in the relationship, sexually, again, you don't know what you're bringing into your relationship. And then you run into the things that Lady Di was talking about. Well, she looked better now, and like now comparison becomes the thief of joy in your relationship because you're bringing somebody else in it instead of just fixing whatever is going on in your relationship, or you two just not being the people for each other.
Okay, go ahead.
So now we're stepping into my realm because this is actually what I do. A part of my work is helping monogamous couples go into a polyamorous lifestyle. And two things I want to say. Number one, sometimes libidos are mismatched. It's nothing that we can do about it. It's nothing that we can fix. Sometimes just biologically, someone has a higher sex drive than another. There's nothing that we can change about that. You could be in love with the person, you can connect with them on every level, but just sexually, you're mismatched. Another thing is you cannot use polyamory or an open relationship to fix a relationship. You have to be moving from a place of being healed in order to get to that place where your relationship is open or has another person. You cannot bring a person into something that is broken. That is the totally wrong way to approach polyamory. And that's just my opinion.
Go ahead.
Um, Historically, open relationships got us all here with our grandfathers taking care of families, and but when you went to the funeral, you found out you had other brothers and sisters, and your father had other women in his lives, and he might have stepped out for peace because essentially, a lot of men will sacrifice their feelings, their peace, and their happiness to keep their family together and just step out for peace if he's not getting peace from the woman. And not just to put it on woman, even if he's happy with the woman. I think some men a lot of men naturally want multiple women. But I believe a lot of times when women are looking for polygamous relationships or open relationships, it's typically using men as fillers until they find a man they can be monogamous for. They really don't typically respect the people they're in relationships with. They just use them till they find the man they're really looking for. And dating wise, open relationships, I think it's really messy when people are just using it as sexual gratification. It says a lot about what's going on with the male or the female, typically the female, because we know, man, sex shows a man's value. But if someone's trying to have an open relationship to build on a marriage and to really build on families, and it's typically, like I'm saying, a man has to be the center of that with women, I can see it. An open relationship could create can fix relationships.
All right, go ahead, Bruce.
Bruizzr done fell asleep.
Can y'all hear me? No, I'm good.
You asleep?
No.
Turn the light on, bro.
So turn your mouth off. Anyway, I mean, I don't believe anything is being fixed or repaired in this situation. I think it's simply serving a sexual fetish in reference to the video that was played. I didn't hear anything about the ladies tag teaming them damn dishes or teaming up on some meals. They tag teaming that dick. That's what they doing. So I don't think anything is getting fixed. I think over time it's just gonna still have the same issues. Now he's got to plead. He's got a low sex drive. Now he got to please two women. He already going through hell trying to please one.
The women can please each other.
But then what's that gonna do? Make her just completely look to her for sexual pleasures and just cancel you out?
Not at all.
And since you're the expert, how does the scenario play out since you're the expert?
Why can't she have both of them? The man and the woman to pleasure her. What's wrong with that?
Yeah.
I didn't say, like, oh, you just threw a wrench in the whole goddamn. You need to be a moderator in the chat. What I'm saying, Raya, is if this man has a low sex drive, he can't please this woman because hers is higher. You said I got mismatched libido or some shit. Or Doritos. What did you say? So this dude goes out. I mean, she goes out of this house and recruits another woman to be able to compensate for what he can't do, right? So isn't his sex? We all deteriorate. We all get worse over time, right? He's gonna be completely out of it. What's gonna happen in that case? How is this gonna play out?
So you're saying what happens if he reaches a point where he no longer wants sex at all?
Right. I mean, he has a. So what? Her coming into the household. How does that mean that his sex drive is going to be elevated? Is that what?
No, I'm not saying his sex drive is going to be elevated. What I'm saying is that the woman that comes into the relationship can take over some of that workload